They say when you're surrounded by infinity, make any wish and it will come true. So I'm going to find some infinity. Is there some intelligence working against me? I am indestructible now. Wither. So I guess I'm going to make a nuclear reactor. I dub this the Reactower. Amuses me. I guess I'm just gonna start in one corner and go around. So here we will have an aqueous accumulator because I need a constant supply of water for water vapor. This will then go into the rotary condensator, which I guess I can just pipe it in. Now I think about it, I should have the power, below rather than above, but whatever. Fluid input. And that is not filling up. Ah! So it's a rotary condensator, but it can also do it in reverse, so it can turn water vapor back into water. That's interesting. But it is already producing water vapor. I don't know how to connect to the tank. Oh, that's how. It can just connect normally. Okay. So I need that pressurized pipe, I believe. Yep, pressurized tube. Here it is. Extract. And that is now filling with water vapor. It seems sulfur is one of the few things that I cannot grow. That is problematic. However, I can get it as a 25% byproduct from pulverizing a blaze rod. Oh, hang on. A fractionating still has a 20% chance of producing sulfur dust from light oil, which is made from crude oil, which is made from... Oh. Yeah, of course oil isn't going to be a renewable bloody substance, is it? I currently have 216 sulfur, and I believe I can increase that by pulverizing it. No, it's a 1-to-1, so I've got about 200. What is good news is that the only two purposes sulfur serves are producing gunpowder, which I can get by other means, or this process. So I am safe to just dump all of my sulfur into this once I know it's sort of safe to do so. For the electrolytic core needed for the electrolytic separator, I need gold dust and iron dust and osmium dust. Wow, okay. I guess I'll stick those three in the pulverizers ones. Actually, I can remove the gravel and sand ones because they're not needed anymore, because I'm producing those infinitely already. Let's get an electrolytic separator. At this end of the room we have another aqueous accumulator, because I need oxygen from this, which will go into the electrolytic separator here. That's already filling up. That needs power. So that is producing oxygen and hydrogen. Hydrogen I want to dump the excess because I don't want any hydrogen. I have no use for hydrogen in any of these operations, I don't think. Oh wait, hang on, I need a hydrofluoric, don't I? Hydrofluoric acid. Oh no, that's made from sulfuric acid and fluorite. No hydrogen apparently in hydrofluoric acid. A pipe going to there, which means I'm going to have to set this carefully. So this is the... I guess it counts as a fluid? Oh no, gas, here it is. Output 1, output 2, so this is output 2. So that is now filling with oxygen. The chemical oxidizer goes here and power it. And this will have an exporter on the back and connect to cables via the exterior of the room round to there. And that will allow me to constantly export sulfur into the back of this. I will test this with half a stack of sulfur. Nope, it needs to be pulverized sulfur. Sulfur dust, I guess, then goes in here. And that oxidizes into sulfur dioxide. If that is correct, I will stick that on the exporter to constantly export any sulfur dust I get. But I will not set it up to make more. So I've got half a stack, I believe, being made at the moment. Another chemical infuser, this time with each of these going into it. So I have oxygen and sulfur dioxide in there. When that is connected to the power, it produces sulfur trioxide, which gets exported and put into this tank. Fluorite, however, I can turn into seeds, so I will set that up as a recipe before I use any of it. I've swapped this around so the sulfur oxidizer is on this side, because that's sort of a dead-end part, whereas I've realised that the future things from this are going to need to use the water vapor, which is here, so I need something else to go here instead. Chemical infuser here, which I believe has the water vapor from one side and the thingy from the other. The sulfur trioxide from the other. Like so. And that starts producing sulfuric acid. I do not know if that is a gas or a liquid. It says it produces a new gas. I thought it was a liquid, but I will trust that and assume that it is in fact a gas. Oh yeah, no, it actually says there, gas sulfuric acid. Fair enough. So that comes out the front and starts going into this tank. Next we have the chemical dissolution chamber, which also looks like a relatively simple in and out. Oh no, I think actually this is the one that needs the fluoride. Yeah, this is the one that needs the fluoride to produce the hydrofluoric. An exporter placed under the floor, connecting to the grid, will export fluorite, which I do not have a large amount of, but I've made a seed, so I can now place as much as I want into there. And in this side comes the sulfuric acid, which then interacts with the fluoride when it is powered. And that will produce hydrofluoric acid. Like so. Actually produces quite a large amount of it. And that gets put into this tank. Next we have another chemical infuser, but I believe for the rest of this I'm going to need to set up a new system here to bring the uranium in and work on that. Although to make it a bit neater I'll work it backwards. So we'll have a tank, we will have a chemical oxidizer, and an enrichment chamber. The enrichment chamber is connected to the computer system so that I can pump uranium in the back, which will be converted into yellow cake uranium. So I'll just stick that in there. So that's producing yellow cake, and I will have that output. Output. Yes, eject. So that outputs in here, so I've got a large storage space for yellow cake. That then outputs into the oxidizer, which oxidizes the yellow cake into uranium oxide, which is then pumped into this tank, which is then pumped on into the chemical infuser to mix with the hydrofluoric acid to produce uranium hexafluoride. And I think that is it until I've got the isotopic centrifuge. I think that is the vast majority of the system. Because I think the isotopic is just used to produce, plutonium from nuclear waste and hexafluoride into fissile fuel. And the fissile fuel is used in the reactor. So yeah, this is basically it. This is the entire nuclear fuel production system bar one device. Actually, I should put on a second tank here to store this stuff as it comes out. There. So that's producing a load of hexafluoride. And that's incredible that this all fits into one bloody room. And like, this has taken a lot of materials to produce. And I'm still short the basically the diamond dust. How am I doing on diamond? I've got 6 more diamonds, so let's get 6 more powder. That's the big stopping point. Otherwise, I would have an isotopic, whatever it's called, already. So that'll probably go here, and then output this way, and then I guess I'll be storing it here until I can move it all the way to the top. And then what I think I'm going to do is, as this floor is sort of where you enter, I think I'm going to replace all of this floor with, yeah, I think I'll replace all of this with like a bomb-proof glass or something, so that you can look down, I can look down and see all of this. It's not a quick process, but it's already produced 6.5 of hexafluoride. That'll produce a 1-to-1, so 6.5 of fissile fuel. 1 bucket produces 1 bucket of nuclear, which is then used to make plutonium and polonium. I think polonium's the one I need for this. So it's still, I'm gonna need a lot of this stuff, but it is sort of on its way now. 4 new energy cubes to increase the stockpile of this. So if I put 1... yeah. Input on the bottom, output on the top. And actually, that's a good idea because it allows me to see in. So I can see, like on these ones, I can see the cube in it as it forms. Wow, look at them. The cube appearing before my very eyes. But that's because that's the green one that fills up quicker. But the red one, that fills up slower. And these ones are completely empty. Yeah, I knew I forgot to put water somewhere, and it's on this floor. So this one isn't ready because it doesn't have the water supply. I could double up the same way I have here, but I think I might just have these like feed through, and also feed tanks on the far side for the diamond. There's the water, and I reckon rather than setting up like 60 of one, I'm going to set up 30 for the diamond and 30 for the osmium, because I don't have enough of each to do a full setup. So I figure start producing them on an industrial level, and then I can be exporting them and having the external stockpile, and then like every so often just go through and add a load more. But right now I'm desperately in need of diamonds. Yeah, it turns out this one isn't going to be diamond, this one's going to be the osmium one, because I put the Imperium instead. Imperium farmland in there. And pipe this along, and I figure I can just include this in the same wall. Not sure I can, actually. I was going to say this can just go onto the same pipe and all of that, but if I'm not over... Oh, the crafters are going to be an issue. Didn't even think of that. Because the one crafter I have is doing 2 things and is completely overwhelmed by it. Because one is full, neither will produce. So if I start adding... If I had like a 9-part crafter, it would still have the 4 outflow. Oh. Alright, the only way I can think to do it would be to step this pipe out one and put a chest in the window and then a sorter to then click it to go to the correct color. And then that way I can have a row of crafters, each one assigned a different color, and then the 2 things that go in there get clicked to that color. So the iron and the redstone would be blue, and then they'll get clicked into blue from upstairs and in there. And then that way it allows me... Oh no, if I have a bin instead, that would allow a massive storage for the overflow of the essence, and also allow it to be sorted. The iron bin goes there. That will stop me from being able to see in, but no, it needs to go out in a straight line, so it's got to be there. And then the sorter, so actually I'll connect that to make sure it can go in the top. I'm not certain it can. Oh no, it's not going in the top, it's going in the side, but that's still fine. Alright, if I reconnect that, that should start outflowing. What's that? Is that redstone? Ooh, wow. No? What is that? I swear there's some red in that. Is that just like an optical illusion? Wow. So this is all the stuff that's been backed up. No, there is definitely some redstone. I must have made a mistake and sort of sent it backwards at one point, because there is definitely redstone bouncing around in there. Wow, okay. Whoops. I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. It probably slows it down very slow. Look at all of that iron. Wow. That is some incredible production. I probably do want to clear out that redstone. So what I will do is I will... Alright, now I'm going to wait until that massive flow of stuff, because that's been like backed up in all of these, all this time that the iron's been full. So it's probably like, what, 4 stacks from each one? That is an incredible amount of iron. Wow! I mean, so that's like another, shall we say, 4,000 iron just waiting there in essence form, and that's why these bins are a good idea. Yeah, look at that. That's clearing it out. Completely clearing the system. That is hilarious. Alright, and now I'll go in and clear out the redstone. There. All clear again. And immediately there's another massive flow of iron. I put a sorter up here with a new filter for an item stack of iron essence to colour it blue. And I colour this blue, so now only the blue coloured ones will go in there, which should include this. So stick that there, get rid of this. Alright, good. So that colours it and puts it in here. Oh no. How is that filling it? Is that outputting? Oh yeah, that makes sense. That was my mistake. I better stop that now. Okay. I thought, what? Because these are side by side, it automatically fit. Oh, whoops. Probably best that I disconnect that while I connect this other one and color it green. So that is now separate. The bin goes there, and that will now start filling up with a redstone. Sorter goes on there. Redstone essence marked as blue. That goes across, and this has the added advantage of the vines will regrow to cover this gap, and this will basically mean I can access the outside of this area for maintenance by climbing the vines, whereas I had to jump out of that window to reach it this time. Bin goes there, and a logistical sorter there, but I can't actually add anything to this one yet, so I'm going to leave it unconnected. Oh wow, that's one of the ones I used for that. Yeah, I'll just delete these. I'll leave this unconnected because I will, I'll need the actual essence of the, I think that one's the osmium, to go in there. Although actually there is osmium essence here, which means I can just grab the osmium seed and stick that in the place. And we'll get osmium generating there, but I still need to go around and add the seed to the filter. And this will be on the green one. I can just climb up here. This will be on the green one into the second crafter along with the diamond. Now that's added, connect that, and yeah, osmium will go into the second crafter only. And the next one will be up here, I believe. I think it's going to be there, so I will just... Oh, I misplaced it. Oh! That was close. Add the bin there. I should have brought diamond essence as well. Sorter there, and This one has... I mean, I could just set this as a default. That would probably work too, that it just means anything in this bin will get assigned green. But I sort of... As I have it, I feel sort of safer doing that, because then I know for a fact that only that, the diamond and the osmium, are going into the second crafter. And connected. So this way I can just have one inflow pipe for all of the different essences wherever they are, because they'll just be assigned different colours. And I guess I will need to triple up the crafters even when I run out of colours. Diamond and osmium. There we go. So those will now generate diamond and osmium from the essence. Not that the diamond seeds are actually in yet, but I feel I'm going to have to put like diamond and osmium. I think we're going to have a bit of an issue here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit more compartmentalization. This is going to make a mess. Oh, it didn't. Oh, does the crafter hold it? There? It does. Incredible. All right. So what this has done is swapped it round, so, I mean, that's still there, but I'll live with that. This way, I'll keep them completely separate. So I'll have the power... No, that's logistics. Alright, if I just get rid of this for a sec, and I put that there, and then cut that off, I can then put the bin back... And that is now safe. So if I just have the... I'll have all the crafters fed by one pipe, but I'm not going to have them extracted by one pipe, because... Yeah. I think this is still the best option. I don't like that there is still that backlog there, but I don't know what I can possibly do about it. I'll just have the other crafter here, and fed... color that green... and then fed by that. So now green things will go into this one, and blue ones will go into that one. So this keeps it separate, it keeps it cleaner, and it means that I won't have any issue. The only issue I'll have is if something that shares one of these two overlaps. Sorry, runs out. So, like, if redstone runs out, the iron will just completely fill it instantly. Whereas this way, it's not going to be a case of when I run out of diamonds, because I am always going to run out of diamonds quicker than I'm going to run out of, like, iron, for example. I cannot seem to find any way to lock these to only use one material, which is very annoying. But this way, I don't run the risk of accidentally letting it fill all of my systems with iron. Oh, another one. We just had one of these. I'm just going to have to dump everything in here. I just need to get down there now. Popper Ear Tech Kinky Wolf, the Unholy. Where are they? Can hear a slime. Is that them? I think that slime is above me. Is that what it is? Sounds big, whatever this slime is. Oh yeah, you are big. And you're just a slime. Oh, you split? Suppose I've only ever met the little ones. Okay, well you're not Kinky Wolf. Aha! Oh, he's on the surface. Yeah, I'm only going to fight him if he's still there after the blood moon. I'm not going up there now, not even for a Kinky Wolf.